Hello, friends. Hello, hello. Today, a special treat. Some of you don't know what a cajon is, but you're about to find out. Let's get this turned up. Okay. Find our test cam. Yes. Let's put this in my ears. Okay. Yes. Yes. I wish I had a little more maneuverability here, but it is what it is. Let's slide this over. There it is. Sorry, I thought I was ready. And then I hit go live. And I wasn't ready. He wasn't ready. Welcome YouTube, Twitch, Kick, in no particular order. How loud are these? Are these very loud? Are they? Are they? No, they're not very loud. We'll bump it up a little more. Just a little. Yes, yes. Like two of my fingernails got chipped this week at work. So my incredibly short nails are missing too, and that's why two of them are more dull on that side. I guess you're hearing it over here. Yeah. Hope it's not too disconcerting. Playing in the background is my library background ambience. So you'll hear some books turning, some people talking indistinctly, air conditioner sound. I guess I should have put a library in the background instead of stars. I want to do a little thing here for you. Now this one might not fit on the camera very well, but I think this hasn't been done before. Oh. It's a cajon pebbles. It is. Let me put it down for a second. And we'll tap on the desk and talk about it. So, depending on who you ask, cajon originated in Cuba or Brazil. And there are different kinds of cajons. I believe mine is the Cuban variety. But originally, they were barrels. You know, ships. They would move the barrels. And like wine in the barrels, food, etc. Just normal wooden stave barrels. And the sailors, they would tap on the barrels and drum on them. And it evolved over time into that box. Now, sometimes they rattled, and people liked the rattle. For some reason, people really liked the rattle. So they put snares pressed against the front head. And there are 3 different varieties of snares, but I only remember 2, one of which is cable snares running the entire length, and the other one is a fan of snares, just like a brush, like a drum brush, across the front head. And mine has the fan of snares across the front head, because I thought it sounded the best. So this ancient seafaring instrument found a home in my home. And I thought, man, this would be really cool for a tapping day, to tap on this thing. So now I've described it. Let's bring it back. It was meant to be sat on, as there's a textured seat top. One pretty unique thing about this just means box in Spanish, because it is a box. But one of the great things about this is the striking panel is really thin compared to the other sides. So you can get really nice bass tone. Or near the edge, more of a snare tone. In the very corner, it's the highest pitch. It's got a tone hole on the back, because if it was all the way closed off, it wouldn't sound as good. And you can put a microphone inside of there and catch a more direct so he wrote a trio for 3 columns. And it's kind of complex. And the people who premiered it with him kept hitting their hands on the screws because, turn this over. I don't know how easy. Yeah, it's pretty easy. It's got screws around the edge. So one of them bought a cheap one, and the screw was sticking out too far, and they kept nicking their hand, getting blood all over the front. It was the most hardcore thing any of us had seen. Mine has 3 snares inside. There's also different front panels. So mine, I believe, was birch, which is a very hard wood. It was designed to be higher in timbre. There was rosewood and walnut, which are darker. But I wanted the bright. Maybe sometime in the future I'll have this thing mic'd up properly, so that I can actually sit on it and play it a little more. But let's put this in there. Yeah, there we go. So let's get something else. How about my new drawing tablet? Bunch of plasticky sounds. I don't want to use it too much. It was kind of expensive. Yes. This is Zency Labs, if you want to look it up. Let me type in chat here. But it also came with, well, this is not the one it came with. This is a controller. This controller has assignable buttons on the side and 4 different roller settings, including zoom in and out, scroll, adjust pen size, and here are the pens. We've got the thin style, and we've got the what is that popular brand? Wacom. We have the Wacom style wide pen, as well as a bunch of replacement nibs, including a softer nib, the nib replacer, and this was Yes, Wacom. Anyway, this one's wireless. Yeah, you spelled it correctly in English. I was going to get a Wacom, but Wacom did not have this. And when I got it out of the box, the screen was already broken. So I tried a bunch of things to get the screen to work, and then contacted customer support, who then mailed me a new one without asking me to mail back the malfunctioning one. So I'm thinking they don't have the facilities to repair them in the United States. Also, maybe they're a lot cheaper than what they're selling them for. So, I got them to be this white color. Well, that's gray on the back. But you see how it's gray with white. Well, they had a gray with a black edge as their standard. Like this color black. And so the replacement they mailed back was the black instead of the white that I originally ordered. Because the pen case is supposed to be black too. I think I would have liked black better, but I was like, white is fine. I don't have very many white things. Or silver things. It's pretty decent customer support, yes. And I really like it so far. I think it's a bit more sensitive than my Uji. However, XP Pen, Uji, and Zenshi Labs, as I'm calling it, Zenshi, they're all the same parent company with 3 separate tablet-making companies with different technology under them. And this one is, I think, the most expensive. But I swapped it up because I wanted to be able to order replacement nibs on Amazon instead of specialty ordering from their factory. Like Uji, I had to specially order from their website. They didn't have any replacement nibs online. But when you turn it on, and I'll turn it on just briefly, you see the marker. It's got little LEDs underneath. Little LEDs. That tell you where the drawing surface actually is. It would have been better if it had worked straight out of the box as a brand new product. But this is second best. Oh, you use a mouse instead? Or you just forget to draw. Digital design and motion study mostly use iPad instead of drawing pad. Oh yeah, for sure. I think I would use iPad over other stuff for convenience sake. However, I really don't like having to wear a glove on one hand to prevent it from finding my hand instead of the pen. Maybe on iPad it's different because their pen is active, it has a battery in it. So maybe you can draw without a glove. But none of mine have had like palm canceling. I have heard of people draw a lot with their fingers, especially if they use cell phones as their art program. However, I can assure you that 2 accessories plus 1 drawing pad plus laptop, it fits very nicely in my backpack, so I don't have to think about, oh man, what about cables? Well, all of my stuff is wireless. So it's just a matter of, okay, we've got the laptop over there and I can put the drawing pad on my lap. Yeah, it's gonna feel different, of course. The way you hold it is different, and the way it applies pressure is different. Yeah, wireless has been pretty nice for me. And this cable, you can't see this cable. This cable that goes, for now, into the Tascam. I just plug in one or the other when they're a little lower on battery, and it recharges while I use it. And then, or while I don't use it, while I'm doing something else, it recharges too. And it recharges pretty quick. I think they have like 4 hours of battery life in them ordinarily. But if you turn them off, they don't drain while they're off. Or not perceptibly, anyway. They might have 6 to 8 hours of battery life, I'm not sure. But yeah, as long as I have the little USB dongle, it's about that size, it's plugged in the back over there, I don't have to worry about wires. And there's no way I'd be drawing even 4 hours when I'm out and about, let alone 6 or 8. Not really related, but there is something fantastic about having all of this percussion stuff. So let me check. Okay, kick is back. Let's try Twitch. I'm live on Twitch, okay. Let's try YouTube. Looking. Let me see. Pebbles. Where am I going here? Going to my channel, that's right. View my Pebbles. Pebbles, come back. Yeah, it says I'm live. So I will. Yeah, it's back. I think with YouTube, if it gets cut like that, you may have to refresh the page, or maybe it starts another stream. I'm not 100%. Ooh. Anyway, it's lagging. Dropped frames. There's a lot of dropped frames, yes. Is it still lagging? Yeah, it says 25%. Now, sometimes YouTube lags where the other two don't. It's back again, yeah. Sometimes YouTube lags. So if you're getting a lot of lag, I suggest Kick or Twitch, as I am simul streaming to all of the above right now. Looks like it's still dropping frames, so it might just keep on dropping frames until I quit, which is unfortunate because YouTube is the archival. So if YouTube is dropping the frames, it means future viewers will not get to enjoy. It's saying dropped 29% of frames over the last 2 minutes. So we'll keep trying. We will keep trying until it craps out on us. Yeah, I get to record myself playing my own percussion instruments that I've kept for 10 years, 12 years, 14 years. I started collecting in college because I thought I was going to be a percussionist for a living. And I completed my degrees. And then I wasn't able to find work. Because you gotta know somebody who knows somebody. And then you gotta know 2 more people that know more people. Otherwise you aren't working enough to live. Because full-time musician gigs are very rare. Like, nobody can afford to pay you $50,000 a year to do like 2 hours every week. So you gotta find other work. I wasn't able to find the other work, or the initial work. Because sometimes when you do 2 hours of work at like a professional football game, then somebody in there is like, oh, we need a replacement for so-and-so who's out of town for 2 weeks. Can you come in and learn his parts and play? So I tried for a very long time. And bills, they are a calling. One never really loses the need to pay for food. I don't even think about how much food costs. Because I worked my way up. Unfortunately, the soul gets crushed when the money is made. It is decent. It's not the worst job I've had. The best one, if it had paid anything, was when I was working for me. Yeah. The thing about this job is they don't want you to use your brain. They want you to follow the list the whole way. Follow the list. Don't think for yourself. So you end up brain dead if you don't have outside activities, which I suppose led to this. So that's good. It's true. I have made tremendous progress. All of the above, yes. And streaming too, but not very often that people tune in to see my gaming streams. I now talk very comfortably the whole time. About whatever. Whatever's in the game. Let me see. Let us temporarily and bring those online. Unfortunate. 25% dropped frames again. Well, my sister's work is different. Good. Because I know I am losing frames, but it's actually reconnecting pretty quick, I think. Pretty quick. But my sister's home from work. Her work swapped from afternoon work to morning work temporarily. So she's eating up bandwidth watching movies downstairs. And streaming and playing online games doesn't seem to take up that much bandwidth. But we both suffer. It's supposed to be 1 gigabit per second or gigabyte per second internet. But only one of the internet baubles actually plugs in to the outside. The one I've got is taking Wi-Fi from the one that's plugged in, and the one that's plugged in is also broadcasting Wi-Fi. So however many things are on our Wi-Fi are slowing down all of the other things, which means the phones that we aren't using. I try and turn my phone Wi-Fi off every once in a while. This isn't bad. What's this snagged on? What are you snagged on? Serve or battle. There we go. Anyway, I get to use my percussion instruments again. Ooh, lo-fi. Do you have a tape saturator? Tape saturators are really good at making things sound lo-fi. You use a DAW, right? I can show you. Give me a second. Let's add a source, display capture. No, that's not the right one. That's the right one. Let's put that there. Okay, let me bring it up. I hope this doesn't destroy anything. It shouldn't. I've had this all up before. I stream music production, but we are missing some. Okay, so let me... It's a plug-in. Don't want the folders. I want tags. I want saturation. Here we go. So this is an example of a saturator. The heat creates a crackle. The wash is kind of a reverb, and the drift is pitch drift. You can add some static in to taste or change the shape of the sound a little bit. You have your output and your input. So this is... yeah, Bit Crusher works as well. Super VHS I like using. Also with a little bit of reverb, it's very nice. And then what do we have here? Tape. Tape is another saturator. Drive, so the distortion. We've got the output, we've got the mix, and then it adds noise where glue presence, high shaping and low shaping options. And you can set, of course, input and output. Yeah. So you might check out Baby Audio, B-A-B-Y, made both of these, and they sell them individually. I'm not sure how much they cost. I know I got a big bundle of all of their 12 plugins. Ooh. Stream Catalyst 11. I hope. Oh, I was hoping you weren't one of those. I was hoping you were not one of those. But with a name like Stream Catalyst. Yeah, Bitcrusher is not designed to be a lo-fi thing. It's designed to be a crazy its own effect, its own craziness. But these tape saturators, on the other hand, they create pleasant to crispy, not crispy necessarily. But tube saturators are also a thing, so you can look up and probably find a free one. It's just called a tape saturator, T-A-P-E, or a tube, T-U-B-E. Tape or tube, and they're both pretty darn nice. I've got more in here. Parallel Aggressor is kind of a saturator. Again, Baby Audio. Yeah, so this is a saturator with the heat level, the dry spank. So this one is more of a compressor than it is a saturator. But I really like this for adding a bit of punch to the front of a kick drum, for example. So you can add a lot more. And you see it's got a very nice graphic interface. Very, very nice looking. You can really tell when the buttons are pressed or not. And you can change to different spank styles or that impact at the very beginning of the note. All three from Baby Audio. What else do I have? I had Transit 2 is also Baby Audio. Hard Vacuum is a Bare Essentials. I think it came free with my DAW. So you might have a free one already in your DAW. You just have to look for it. Stream is dying again. Okay. Tell you what, for this week, I'll probably call it there. Unfortunately. Feels bad. Has a lot of problems. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's my sister on the TV downstairs. But if she's not on the TV, then there's a good chance that she's on the computer taking up more Wi-Fi. Yeah, so this one is another example of a tape saturator. 10-second stream delay and then back to normal. Interesting. Yeah, that's pretty weird. But yeah, a lot of them do have drive, warmth, aura. I don't know what aura is. I've tried to use this before. I don't like when the graphic interface looks like this because I can't really tell what I'm doing. Yeah, look for the free one. This was the free one in mine. And then I have 3 that I paid for. I'm gonna discard those changes and then get rid of this. Logic, yeah. Logic, I think, does have a lot of good stuff already baked in. And if they don't have what you need, they probably sell it for fairly cheap. Because Logic is a lot bigger than Waveform. I've been watching a guy who does, is it Ableton that he uses? He might use Ableton. You like those because you get to play with them. I like interfaces that are laid out so you know exactly what you're doing before you even touch it. Oh, that's the drive knob. I bet that moves the drive. Oh, we've got 4 different drive types. Let's push these and... Okay, I understand. See, I enjoy creating sounds, crafting sounds a little bit, but I don't enjoy when I don't know what a button does. This does who knows what. This is X factor and this is Y factor, and we'll mix. No, I don't like that. I like this is drive, this is heat. Okay, what does heat do? Oh, heat does that. Awesome. Because a lot of the time I'll be twisting these knobs and nothing changes audibly. And it's probably because 2 of the knobs are dependent on each other and I don't have enough of the first knob to tell what the second knob is doing. I would rather have all my knobs independent as well. So one moves one factor and then a separate one moves a separate factor, and you can combine them and mix them, sure, but they're 2 very different things and they do different things. It's not one you bump up to max and then the second one is now able to move, nah, or able to be heard as a distinction. Where is this? Down here? Down further? It's down further. Like, I didn't know what heat meant until I played with the knob, and that's fine. But if it's just like plain circuit board looking and you have a knob that goes up and down, I'm like, I don't know what aura means, because no other program I know uses the term aura. So what does that mean? Is it high? The high end moves up higher? Is it the low end? Is it like a bandpass filter? Yeah. Ableton. Yeah. I've used Studio One a bit from PreSonus. Of course, I've got 2 PreSonus things over there. And it comes with every PreSonus big purchase. You get a Studio One Lite or whatever. Meh. I like Waveform. And it's in the Traction/Native Instruments ecosystem. And they're pumping money into it bit by bit and improving it bit by bit. So I like that about it. It didn't start off as a great DAW. It gradually became one over time. Yes. See, I get lost in the knobs, and then I get frustrated, and then I quit. Whereas I want to be able to click on something and have it immediately do something similar to what I was wanting, and then maybe tweak and dial it in. Like initially I thought every single sound I do, I'm going to design it from scratch and I'm going to know how all of this interacts. No, I don't know FM synthesis from subtractive synthesis. But I do know this preset sounds like this and I like it. And I can tweak this knob to make these two presets combine into something awesome. I think next time I'll do a scratching ASMR. Scratching sounds great. Yeah, I think we'll cut it there for now. I do have a lot of audio that I've just pulled from various VTubers. I'm going to try and work that into some music. Logic from Apple, yeah. True. Logic from Apple. Free updates. Hey, I get free updates too, until they come out with the next version. Yes, scratching. Okay. Remind me next week. Scratching. Because I'm trying to do themes now. Themes of ASMR. And see if people are interested. Like the typing one was crazy interest. Like a whole bunch of people showed up for that. People who hadn't seen a stream before even. They're like, ooh, typing ASMR live. And they tuned in. That was awesome. I'm glad they liked it. But I'm gonna cycle through a bunch of them and try and keep the themes as close to the themes as possible. I guess I could be tapping on this thing. While I'm waiting. But hopefully there will be more music very soon. You're winning either way. True. I'm also trying to keep it an hour or less. Sometimes it'll only be half an hour. Hopefully encouraging more people to watch. Because the only platform that's growing is Kick. I love you, Kick. Please keep coming in, Kick. If 35 more of you join, I can apply for monetization, Kick. I've been at the subscriber count to be monetized on Twitch for a full year, but I haven't gotten concurrent viewers. So, there's that. For a full year, everything has been A-OK with Twitch, except for 3 concurrent viewers, which I cannot find for whatever reason. And YouTube, I need 500, and not even my main channel. Not even my main channel has 500. So we'll have to see what goes on. If Kick monetizes me, where the other 2 didn't, then I don't know, I may consider Kick my primary streaming platform. I like it a little better than Twitch anyway. Very inconsistent with their discipline. Very tolerant of Yes, YouTube is fairly steep. They just lessened it so it can be 500 subscribers, but you have to have 3,000 watch hours. And I have like 1,300 watch hours on my main channel. And I don't know how many, 100 or so on this ASMR channel. But 18 subscribers on YouTube ASMR is not 500. So monetizing the ASMR channel might take a very, very long time. But I didn't want it to overlap with our other channel, as I try to put out more VOD content for that in the near future. But I need to get my drawings and my music functional. Yeah, I think Spotify is a good way to grow music, but I don't have a Spotify. Like any of those that group your music with other people's music, and then you put out enough of that kind of music, and then people start to recognize your name, and then they subscribe to you over there. Yeah, tell me how you like Spotify when you do. Of course, it could be for me that people just don't enjoy my content, which is fine. I'm going to keep trying new things until I strike gold, so to speak. It's only been a year and a half, approximately. Not very long. And look at all the progress I've made in my personal life, in my skills, learning new skills to do this. So yes, I will bid you adieu. Keep in touch, Pebbles. I'm sure we'll talk more in Discord or whatever. Bye, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, art channels don't grow very quick unless you're a pretty girl or an anime girl.